Namaste, yogis. Welcome to the mat today. This practice is dedicated to my little brother, Sloan. For those of you that know my little brother, Sloan Wilson, he customizes his t-shirts for what he's doing that day. For example, when our cousins came out from Texas, he wore a Texas t-shirt. When he goes to my husband's concert, he wears the Dave Mason t-shirts. When he's going on a bike ride, he has a bike or something on his shirt. It's really sort of the cutest thing ever. Little quirky nuances, one of the many things I love about him. Anyway, my t-shirt today has a half moon, has a little crescent moon. So we're gonna play with crescent moon, half moon, some moon shapes of the body, and also be dedicated in our hearts to either someone we love outside or something we love outside to assist us in finding a little bit more spaciousness in the heart center. And if you're having trouble today getting on the mat because you just don't feel like it, sometimes it is helpful to dedicate it to a higher cause, right? All right, this is for my little brother Sloan and for all of you. Lots of love. I'll meet you on the mat. Here we go. All right, standing at the back of our mat, feet, hips width apart, releve onto your toes, lift your heels, drop the heels down. A little releve, drop the heels. Inhale, releve, lift the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, float the arms down, hinge at the hips, swan dive, uttanasana, dangling forward fold, drop your head, let it shake out. Roll the weight forward now a little bit more into your toes. Lift the hips up, press the thigh bones back, the inner and outer knees back. A humble bow of the ribs may drop you in a little deeper, as well as rocking the weight forward. Hips tall, tailbone tall. Little lift of the belly. Great. Gaze forward. Walk the hands forward. Come to downward facing dog. Hands shoulder width apart. Feet hips width apart. Exhale, drop both heels down towards the earth as the arms straighten and lengthen. Inhale high on the tippy toes. Heels drop to the right. You might stay right here. You might spin the heart to the left. Breathe that left arm up to the sky. And a few of you may lift that left leg. Inhale. Exhale, a little bit of a star shape. Exhale, come on, back down. Let it happen. Let yourself be centered. And then set yourself a little bit off balance by coming onto the toes. Drop the heels over now to the left. This might be plenty. You might lift the right arm up to the sky. You might lift the right leg up to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we come back on down. All right, balance on your hands and the left foot, right leg lifts up to the sky. Point the right toes elegantly. Bend the right knee into your chest. Step the right foot right between your hands, drop the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Now root down through the earth. Tailbone drops, belly lifts, then the heart lifts up to the sky. Inhale, both arms tall to the sky. Exhale, let the hands find each other right on top of that front right thigh. Sink in a little deeper. Right hand out to the right, left arm reaches up and over your head. Lean it over to the right. And back to center. Left hands down, right arm reaches up, lean it to the left. And center, making those half moon shapes in the upper body. Hands find their way to the front of the right thigh. Sink in a little deeper. Both hands plant, straighten the right leg. Half hanumanasana, ardha hanumanasana. Right hip bone back, right heel presses down and back a little bit. Drop the right shin. Lift the front of the right thigh into the pelvis region. Spread your toes. This might be plenty. You might come all the way down to hanumanasana pose if that's your jam. For some people, this is like blueberry pancakes. Super easy. Point is, find your hamstring stretch. Now let's straighten up through the spine. Lift up, stretch up. Exhale, melt the heart down, either in half hanumanasana or all the way full hanumanasana. Breathe. Lift the belly a little bit. Soften the front ribs. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good. This will come in handy for our half moon poses. So straighten back up into half hanumanasana if you're in full hanumanasana. If you're in half hanumanasana, come back down to the shape of the lunge. Tuck your left toes under. Lift up to the back of the left leg. Exhale the right leg up and through. Now let's open the right hip by bending the right knee. Square your shoulders. Lift the knee, lift up to the sky. Point the toes back behind you. Let the toes come down towards the earth, dangling there. Breathing. Straighten out your right leg. Walk the hands back. Another hamstring stretch towards that left foot. The right leg reaches up to the sky. You might stay right here. You might re-bend that right knee. Walk the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Maybe the left hand comes and finds the toes back behind you. Kick the foot into the hand. Lift the right knee. Breathe. Release back to center. Walk the hands forward so the hands are right underneath the shoulder. The spine is nice and long. You might gaze forward to open up the front of the spine and then recommit to being balanced right in the center. Keep the right leg back behind you. Flex the foot. Heel in alignment with the hip. Inner thigh spinning up towards the sky a little bit and then root more down through the left hand. Bring the right hand onto the right hip. That will begin to find the twist of the spine as you open to the right. You might breathe the right arm up to the sky. You might send the gaze over to the right. Big inhale. Big exhale. Whew, come back down. Drop the right foot down. Walk it back out to downward facing dog. A little bend to the right knee and the left knee. High up on the tippy toes now. Roll the shoulders over the wrist. Drop the knees. Bend the elbows. Drop the heart. Slide it on forward. Lift up. Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Heart lifts. Shoulders melt back and down. Press into the hands all the way to the tips of the fingers. Let the toes reach way back behind you. Drop the tailbone. Deepen your breath. Maybe the gaze up towards the beautiful sky. Exhale from the navel, lift it back up, tailbone way high. Keep the tailbone lifted, the arms pressing straight all the way. Feel the inner and outer wrist all the way to the tips of the fingers. Exhale, both heels down towards the earth. May or may not make it. Lift the front of the thighs, lift the belly, lift the tailbone, and breathe. All right, other side. Left leg lifts up. It's a strong practice this morning. Gaze forward, step forward. Drop your right knee down, top of the right foot. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Ooh. Sometimes it feels nice to come out a little bit. Scoop the belly and the tailbone and then sink back in. Both hands top of that left thigh. Pause, roll the shoulders back and down. Wiggle up through the heart, drop the tailbone again. And let's take the side bend. Left hand out to the left, right arm reaches up to the sky. Lean it over to the left. Hips low, heart happy as it lifts up to the sun with every breath. And back to center. Right hand down. Find that support. Find the length as you lift and look up, and then stretch it over to the right. Left knee out to the left a little bit. Right shin down a little deeper. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Come on the way back to center. Exhale, both hands down. Half hanumanasana. That means the hips come back, way back, high up onto your left heel. Now feel the center of the sit bone and reach it right back and reach the heart forward and spread your toes and drop that femur bone down. Drop the right shin down. Stay here and breathe, melting the heart down towards the earth, or I'm gonna go into full hanumanasana. It's that kind of morning for me. Full hanumanasana, we don't do this in too many videos because it's a stretchy one. I like to tuck my back toes, re-engage by lifting my back knee, drop it back down, wiggle up through the heart, drop, drop, drop the left femur bone, drop the right femur bone. And then, come forward so there's a long line of the spine, tailbone to the crown of the head, elbows out to the side. And a little bit of navel to the spine can accentuate back body where the adrenals and the kidneys reside, in that low back area. Breathe. All right. If you're in full Hanuman, come up to half Hanuman, rebend into that left knee, come on down. Tuck your right toes, lift the right knee, step it back into downward facing dog. Widen your feet in this downward facing dog version. Bend both knees, take the hamstrings out of the equation for a bit and set your arms straight and strong. Press forward with your hands, feeling the inner and outer wrists, and feel the elbows come to straight as the outer elbow engages with the inner wrist. From the inner wrist to the outer wrist. From the wrist down into all the bones of your hands, all the way to the pads of the fingers, and then come high up onto your toes, so fingers to toes get a big stretch. Press the femur bones back, the inner and outer knees back. Nice long spine, and then from there, drop the heels down. A wider stance usually gives ourselves a little bit more room. And then you'll walk the feet back to hip distance apart. Heels may or may not come down, depending on your hamstrings this morning. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Bend that knee and open the left hip. And don't let this strength and stretch throw you off center. Heart melts down towards the earth. Shoulders square, hips square. Left knee lifts, left toes point. All right, come back to center. Keep extended out through that left leg. Walk the hands back. Standing splits. It's another shape of hanumanasana, but this time surrendered down towards the earth. The legs are in the air. Drop your head and breathe. And this might be plenty. You might bring the left hand under that left shoulder for stability. Rebend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. Find your foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Lengthen the heart forward. Press down through the inner and outer heel. Lift the right toes. Recommit to the ball of the big toe. The point of the left toe. Release. Good. We're set up for half moon now. Walk the hands forward. Reach out through that left leg. Lift the right inner thigh. That right leg is straight and strong. The spine coming straight out of the pelvis forward. Look forward to help set the shoulders and then gaze back down. This might be plenty. You may plant the right hand under the right shoulder. Spin the heart towards the left. Left hand might come to that left hip for balance. and play. You might extend the left hand up to the sky, turning the palm to face out. Breathe and balance. Wiggle and wobble. Remember who your practice is dedicated to. Feel the love. Be inspired by something bigger than your tight spots. Good. Drop the hand down. Drop the left foot down. Let's bring the knees down. Oh, all the way down to the earth. Untuck your toes. Hips down to your heels. Inhale the arms up and over your head. Exhale, hands find their way right home to your heart center. Stay here and breathe. Close your eyes, maybe. And feel that wash of dedication, that deeper and deeper play of love. Wash through the body from the crown of the head all the way down into your shoulders unencumbered. Melt them back and down. The rise of the heart, the drop of the tailbone, the spine nourished, soaring towards the sky. Drop the tailbone down, no traffic jam in the low back, for the purpose of letting that beautiful goodness roll from the tailbone down into the hip bones and down into the thighs and the knees. From the knees, it rolls down into the shins, ankles, feet, all the way to the toes. Aloha and namaste.